Hey, Grace Church, Michael Campbell here, family pastor, wanting to go over this Sunday's lesson, how it applies to the children, how it applies to us as primary disciple makers in our home. And so this week we are going over Ephesians chapter 6, where the world is against God. We'll hear about the armor of God and what that can represent, but how do we proactively prepare our hearts as we intentionally disciple our kids? So each year, like numerous local churches fill backpacks for children in their communities who have limited access to school supplies. And they may schedule like a Saturday morning to pack hundreds of those backpacks full of pencils, paper, notebook, scissors, erasers, and more to ensure that the children are actually well equipped for school, right? Like we do that here at Grace. But imagine if they filled the backpacks with candy, toys, tools, and dirt, right? Like imagine instead of paper and pencils, kids received empty soda cans and grass seeds. Sure, those children may be ready to swing by the recycling center and start a landscaping project, but they would not be ready for what was actually in front of them. Maybe you can follow me. So in Ephesians chapter 6, at the conclusion of Paul's letter to his friends in Ephesus, Paul reminded the Ephesians of the tools that they need to remain in combative culture that they were actually living in. And so the tools that Paul described are not a hammer and nails. In fact, the tools that Paul exhorts them to use are metaphors for the spiritual characteristics and disciplines that are essential to guarding against the spiritual attacks of the devil and actively combating the lies of the evil one. So Paul reminded the Christians at Ephesus to put on truth, righteousness, readiness to take the gospel, faith, salvation, and the word of God. We can pursue and hold tightly to those distinctives, characteristics of those who hope in the gospel of Jesus Christ. And in so doing, we'll be equipped to stand firm in our faith. So why are these things so essential? As Paul says in Ephesians 6:12, for our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the cosmic powers of the darkness, against evil spiritual forces in heaven. Paul says you're not fighting a physical battle, but a spiritual one. So be sure that we are equipped with the right tools for the task that's before us. So in the same way the kids in our communities need pencils and paper to be equipped for school, we need these spiritual characteristics and disciplines to grow and be equipped for the spiritual battle that we're facing every day. So be sure to gather the right supplies, and it will make all the difference. So that's some of the stuff that we're going over this week in Grace Kids. You'll notice memory verse, discussion questions, and some topics to go over as a family as we head into this weekend. But till next time, God bless and take care.